Ah, yes, the big brothers of the NFL, Pro Football Focus, has so generously come down from the mountain, etched in stone, and delivered the three best Broncos players heading into 2025 in the vessel of a brand new article that they wrote. What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, and there always feels like there's this elitist point of view coming from PFF. Like, they're smarter than you, and they want to let you know that they know more football than you because they're analytics guys. Well, I'm going to kind of walk you through what the experts over at PFF had to say about the three best Broncos players and give my take as well. Here's what they said about last year's season. So this is going into the 2024 Bo Nix's rookie year. And they kind of point out that Bo Nix was set up for success in Sean Payton's offense. And then there's this key phrase right here. I'm going to read it for you. This offense isn't built to play football from behind. Time right the hell out. This is the same two dudes that wrote this article here in 2025 that claimed the Broncos had the worst roster heading into the 2024 season and projected their win over-under number at 5.5. So I think we need to take a step back and say to this, let's just take everything that these guys say with a grain of salt, right? Because while they do some things well, not to say do, but now that they do some things well when it comes to the analytics side of the game, this isn't the Holy Bible. It's not the King James. I'm not putting my right hand up and swearing in front of a courtroom. But I will say this. What they do provide is a general outlook at production and where a player stands amongst his peers. So again, take it with a grain of salt when it comes to what these guys had to say. But they did list three players. And by the way, I think it's kind of funny just to kind of prove their point wrong. If you take a look at where the Broncos finished last year, not that it was, number one or even number two, but a 10-7 record is almost double what their projected win total was at 5.5. So I thought that was pretty funny as well. All right, let's get into our first three picks, or the three picks, I should say, when it comes to where they had the top Denver Broncos heading into 2025. First one, chalk pick, Pat Surtain. Obviously. Best player on the Broncos. It's clear. It's obvious. I don't think anybody in Mile High or any fans of this team would have any disagreements with you. The numbers don't do it justice. The eye test is perfection. This guy is legit. Future Hall of Famer. And that's non-negotiable if his career stays on the same trajectory. Obviously, anything can happen, right? You could get injured, God forbid, or you could take a tremendous dip off at the very end of your career. But they pay Pat Surtain like a top corner because he is a top corner. In fact, I think he's better than Jalen Ramsey. He's a hell of a lot better than J.C. Horn. And Derek Stingley, I think he edges out slightly. So he's the fourth highest paid corner and is probably the number one corner in the NFL. Now, PFF does rank him, they give him some credit, as the second out of 116 qualifying corners. So at least they're not too far off of their assessment. So I'll actually give them a round of applause on this one because this is a no-brainer. Pat Surtain is easily the best player on this team. And like I said before, kind of a chalk pick, but the correct chalk pick. I mean, Duke basketball is always at the top of the, NCAA for a reason. It might be chalk, but every year they're great, just like Pat Surtain. Before we get on to our next top Broncos player, I have a challenge for you. I was going through all of the different channels here at Chat Sports. I was looking around to see what channels were comparable and which ones were growing at a fast rate. Our channel and the Commanders report are actually some of the fastest growing here at Chat Sports, but they are kicking our ass in the May sub battle. So I need all the Broncos fans that haven't already subscribed to lock us in, hit that free big red sub button, and help us grow this channel, catch up to the Commanders report in the month of May. Okay, Quinn Meinerz, number 2. Kind of weird to see an offensive lineman on this, but Meinerz has been outstanding since he's come to Mile High. In fact, I thought this was a pretty good indicator of kind of the talent that he has. Not only does he have, a great standing on this already very talented Broncos offensive line, but I thought this was pretty cool. He became the 5th Broncos offensive lineman to be named first team All-Pro by the AP poll. That is the first one since 2013 when our boy Louis Vasquez did it. So this guy falls in an elite category when it comes to Broncos offensive linemen. I also think, by the way, if you look at this guy with his shirt off, it is the most majestic thing you've ever seen. He looks, my producer, Mr. Brett Alper, on the ones and twos today, said, is he pregnant? Nope, he's just built like a freaking tank. Now, let's go through the deep dive because we need to talk about, his production on the field rather than his pregnant belly. His PFF grade, great. He is a better run blocker than he is a pass blocker, but I'm totally fine with that considering he plays guard, only allowed 1 sack. If there was a guy that you trusted to protect your quarterback, it's him. Now, you probably want a better deep dive of all the different analytics. Now, I know these are going to be tough to see, but here's his PFF profile. He also never gets hurt. That's something that PFF pointed out. He's always available. He plays almost every snap. He's available for almost every single game. And they said, yep, we recognize greatness when we see it. 2 out of 77 qualifying guards in the NFL. So, with that being said, and seeing where PFF has already slated our 2 great Broncos picks, do you agree with them so far? Yes or no? I say yes because, okay, after doing the research and reading the articles and doing the deep dive, I can see where they make these picks. The third one, while I love this player, I think they got it wrong. And I'm going to let you know who that player is right after I tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Fanatics. Listen, guys, if you want to gear up for the 2025 season, all the best Broncos gear can be found right here using this link. This shirt specifically, 25% off right now. chatsports.com/Broncos T. All of the best gear that you're looking for the 2025 season is right here. So start using this link that I've put in the comments and description of today's video. Made it super simple. All you got to do is click on it with that mouse of yours and start shopping with Fanatics today. Okay, our last, but certainly not least guy that PFF named as the Broncos' best was Cortland Sutton. Now, again, I love Cortland. I think Cortland's going to be a hell of a player moving forward for us for the next few years after we get him his contract extension, which I'll touch on here in just a second. He's been productive. He's clearly the number 1 option. Bo and Cortland both gelled the latter half of the season last year. Rookie quarterbacks just take time to get into the flow of the game and the speed of the game, and it was clear that their relationship developed as the season progressed, which I loved. That's how it's supposed to be. Everything now comes down, at least with Cortland Sutton's position on this team, to the contract. Because going forward in 2025, you want to make sure that Bo's number 1 option before you're even paying him is taken care of. And this is the time to do it while you're entering year 2 on a rookie quarterback contract. So after researching and doing, a bunch of projections of what Cortland could possibly get paid and whatnot, Yardbarker, I thought, had the best prediction, best comp for what he would get in his next contract. A 4-year, $98 million deal, which would put him at about $24.5 million per year. Slightly above. It's like right around there. And if you take a look at the highest paid wide receivers, it's not top 10, which I'm okay with because I don't think he's a top 10 wide receiver. But if you move forward, and right now, currently, I believe he is the 24th highest paid wide receiver, this certainly puts him in the top 20, where Mike Evans is currently making about $20 million per year. Now, would that mean that he's the best or third best Bronco on this list? Well, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I would have had another player. That's just me personally. I can name 3 players right now that I probably would have put on this list ahead of Cortland Sutton, albeit he's not too far out. He could be 4, he could be 5. I don't think he's in the top 3. Here are some players that I believe should have been or could have been in the top 3. Nick Bonitto, Brandon Jones. Zach Allen was probably one of those players that it was based off of more of what he did last year. Not same with Bonitto, because obviously this Broncos defense was insane. But you can't, in my opinion, with how strong and potent this Broncos defense is, you can't have 2 out of the 3 best Broncos players be offensive players. You can have one, but the other one has to be on the defense. I probably personally would go with Nick Bonitto, but that's just me. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Okay, before I end today's video, name your 3 best Broncos players heading into 2025. It could be whomever you want. It's your opinion. I am fully all ears, ready to listen to you, but at least defend your pick. Let me know down in the comment section of today's video. Until next time, my name is Roos. Take 2. I get everything right except my own name. My name is Moose. Thank you so much for watching today. Like the video, send this to a Broncos friend. And as always, Broncos country, let's ride.